How's it going, guys? It's Mr. Lone Wolf, and today, yeah, a bit more Roadcraft. What a day on Roadcraft. We'll get to that soon. First mission for the day that I wanted to do was build a bridge. You can see in the background there's kind of like two ends of the bridge that I need to connect the gaps. So into objectives, I've got a side mission to make a route, but I'm probably going to have to patch a load of roads. So I was running a bit late on time today, so I decided to just skip that for now, go to this and build the bridge, which is at that location, kind of north of the garage point. I wanted to take this truck in the end. I wasn't sure whether I'd need cargo or whatnot, but figured it was either this or the Land Rover, and this one made more sense. I already had this kind of north at this place that was called like the transit hub or something. I can't even remember anymore, but it's where the AI vehicles are driving to. Yeah, and obviously once I build this bridge, I can go over, and there's now another piece of the island, because this is technically the second map. The first map was kind of the first island. This second map, so far, I've travelled over one bridge, and I'm now, yeah, the second island. This is going to get me to the third. I don't know how much bigger the map is. I'm going to assume it's probably the last island you can hop to, at least on this map, but you never know. Could be another 5 for all I know. Right, got down here. This was, I'd say it's on me, but if you look, you see like there's a box flashing around where it says bridges at like the top middle-ish. I just thought I was already on the menu, and then I was looking around now like, right, reach the location, and it said something about bridges. I didn't realise for a few seconds, like, I need to move the menu over to bridges, and then yeah, it says wide concrete bridge, max angle 15, max sections 20. Don't really know what that means, or obviously I get it, but yeah, as it applies to me at the minute, I'm not too sure. So you can see in the little video that pops up, you kind of plant it, and if you see there, it's at an angle, and I'll explain why that's relevant in a second. I probably wasn't paying enough attention, but it did confuse me a bit. I thought you'd be able to like rotate the angle you're placing it, so I kind of hit a button and started placing it accidentally. Went over to this side, and you see how it's on an angle. I was thinking like, trying to figure out what buttons do I press to rotate it so it's level. But you don't really. That centre kind of circle with a dot in it, just centre that where you want, and then as you can see, as you move it around, it just kind of swings around. So in the end it was like, right, get it nice and centred there, pull it over the river, and then yeah, it said cool to drop the bridge. To build the bridge, deliver the required resources to any of the designated zones at either end. You can also cancel the plan by hovering over and holding square to delete. And this will also refund any resources you kind of spent on it. And for this, I mean, there's all the concrete blocks are there. I'm sure in the future you'll have to go off and like deliver things and all sorts, but in this case it was it's all pretty much there. But I'm going to need a crane, so went back to my garage, got this thing. I can't remember what it's called. Just call it crane for now. Oh, I saw it there for a split second. It said something beginning with a B and then 5916. So yeah, call it crane. One thing I do like about it, it's got a pretty damn good turning circle. And you can see, like, once you build up speed in this game, it's not horrifically slow. The only thing I'm missing, because I'm so used to it with SnowRunner, is when you set off, I just mash L1, I think it was, to kind of jump the auto gearbox, whereas obviously on this there is no gearbox to speak of. It seems to just do its own thing. Well, you got low range and all that. Yeah, quick look inside while I'm on the way, and you might have spotted I've got a little bit of a problem with the bridge that I didn't quite realise at this point. But yeah, this is why I nearly edited this out, but I thought, well, it is part of the mission, having a little drive, and as you can see, it's not that slow once it's going. There's a sand quarry. Yeah, you can see the blue kind of where my bridge is going to be. It slopes down at one end, which is something you might want to watch out for. So to reset the bridge, get that circle thing nice and centered, and then you see how it offered me the chance to build the bridge one block early, and earlier it said it will cost me 7 concrete blocks to build it, but now I've readjusted it and added like an extra bit on the end so it actually connects to the other side rather than just sloping down into the water. Now it's charging me 8 concrete blocks or slabs. Yeah, turning circles a bit too juicy for me now. I'll be honest, like, in the space of a day, I kind of went blank on the controls. I hit something else thinking it was the handbrake. At the last second, I was like, oh crap, what was it? Circle. Nearly went flying off there. And then let the handbrake off and nearly rolled off even further. And at this point, I went to start using the crane controls, and I remembered there was apparently a setting added. So if you go into the settings, it's on the game section of it. Scroll down, because it's actually below, like, the screen. There's normal, legacy, and alternative. I went for legacy. I will probably try alternative at some point, but legacy, within reason, is fairly similar to SnowRunner. You hold down on the D-pad, or for me anyway, I've got a PS4 controller plugged into it, to open up the controls, and then now it just felt a lot more natural. I think it's the left analog stick moving around. There's a slight difference to SnowRunner, but not much. The only thing I probably would change if I could is there's boom vertical that's R1 and L1. And I believe L1 was lower in it, and I probably would switch it to have it raising it. And yeah, maybe that alternative mode has an option, but for now it was close enough. Felt a lot better and more natural. So yeah, I've got to load 8 concrete slabs to this zone. And one thing I do kind of like, if you want, you could go really neat and proper about it, drive the crane up, deploy your anchors, lift the cargo up properly and all that, but as I just wanted to get going a little bit, obviously when I'm capturing the footage I kind of try and balance it between getting a bit of speed going rather than like sitting there faffing around doing it all like completely legit. And yeah, what I quite like now is that I ended up pretty much trying to speed run it, where I could just keep grabbing different slabs, pulling them into this square, and then it'll automatically kind of absorb it and count it. As soon as you see those like yellow arrow markers, it's in. That's what she said. Yeah, I was going so quick, I didn't even like, I think that's the 7th one. Got the last one. So obviously sometimes it's offering me to attach to the concrete slab underneath, so you've got, I think it's press square and it'll toggle through which concrete block it's actually trying to grab. So it's actually building the bridge at the time, but it just turns out the chin of my crane is like a little bit in the way. So it built 7/8 of it, shall we say. It's not a good start when I accelerate forward instead of reversing. Yeah, reversed enough though. Built the rest of the bridge. No problem. A little toot of the horn. I just cut that bit down because it's vehicles are very slow in this game to reverse, and they also, most of them anyway, I'll say, now I know what I know, they make quite a lot of noise when you reverse them, but not that much in the way of speed. So yeah, switch back to the Tayga. I kind of wasn't even sure what I was doing at this point. I just wanted to drive across the bridge. I did purposely ram into the rails. It wasn't bad driving. I was just saying, like, can you break the rails?
Remember, our job isn't just to fix what's broken. It's to make life better for folks around here.
Yeah, that plan is about to firmly go out the window. So yeah, drive down here, get to this location. There may be more to this mission. I never even considered until now, and this is why. It popped up saying Khan Loaf. Is it Stranic? Anyway, Loaf. Goddamn horse. We finally bagged one. Boasts a powerful road planning recall module. Assume that's the thing on the back. I'll kind of demonstrate how that works soon. It delivers unmatched mobility to your fleet. Unmatched. And then it says at a cost. Don't talk to me about cost when they've got a goddamn horse of a vehicle. Yeah, drive this thing over. Just get close enough so I could switch to it. It looks like I could switch to it now, probably, because it's officially discovered, but well, this little sandy section is a little bit more brutal than I was planning. Did run over a barrel, though. And yeah, it's feeling pretty damn good right about now. It's like, right, clean that window, get a good view. Even at this point, I was driving over to it, I was like, no, no, no. Don't crowd the area with trucks. This is serious. It is looking good, though. Park her up, hold that, like, big fat PS4 button. Switch vehicle. The field service vehicle allows you to recall other vehicles at the cost of some fuel. You can earn fuel through side objectives or purchase it at the supply depots. Explore your side objectives to earn additional fuel. So you can see the purple fuel symbol, and if you look in the top right next to my money, it says I've got 7 fuel. What that basically translates to, it's like 1 fuel per vehicle to recover. so I got 7 chances. And yeah, got in him, honked the horn, have a little look in the interior. Doesn't even have a steering wheel, it's got some kind of levers. Looking around, I think got room for his mates. Got the old shit handles on the roof just in case. Looks like one of his dials broken, but anyway, you can hang out the window, living the dream of a nice crispy forearm hanging out, telling the people I'm just hauling cargo up the coast, living that truck life. And yeah, set him off, immediately ran over a wheelbarrow, started ramming this thing out the way. I already know that I'm sold. I'm liking him, he's feeling loafy. I was thinking about running over it, but no, decided there was more efficient way. But yeah, this sand, I mean, it was slowing that Tiger down quite a lot going through it. The old Loaf, he doesn't care. And yeah, I mean, in case you can't tell, I was pretty happy at the time. Like, yes, we bagged a Loaf. So, again, is there even set up a next base on the other side of the river? I don't even know if that's part of this mission I was doing, or if that's a new separate mission. But at this point, it didn't matter. We had Loaf. Got a track Loaf. Tom was the tank Loaf. And yeah, 5 minutes ago, Kelly was saying, like, go to the island, it's not just about doing something, it's about helping the people. 2 minutes later, it's like, fuck you, bitch. I've hijacked a Loaf and I'm out of there. People are on their own. Don't know why she's trying to hold me responsible. I didn't cause the hurricane. Starting an imaginary argument with her in my head like, listen, Kelly, we just want to be free. We want to be free to ride. We want to be free to ride our machines without being hassled by the man. We want to get loaded. We want to have a good time. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to have a good time. We're going to have a party. And then, tried to ram a tree. It went pretty well. Bam. Feels resistant, but the Loaf killed it. Not only did he kill it, killed it. He used it as camouflage, which is pretty clever if you ask me. Fortunately, it vanished by the time I panned the camera around, but it still counts. I saw it. Yeah, so whatever it was I was doing, kind of, it literally didn't even occur to me that there possibly could have been more mission left. Yeah, I started driving around in the Loaf. Like I say, things were going pretty well. Killed a tree, killed one of them little trees. It momentarily got stopped by that one, and then it ran over it with tank tracks. So, pretty good, all things considered. Another tree tried to stop me. Squidged that one out of the way. And yeah, even though, like, obviously you've got like a Loaf and it's like the back end of a train on the back, but it kind of works out pretty well because, say for example, if you got bumped up and your Loaf tracks were off the ground, that back section just kind of acts like another thing that's permanently pushing. Any of you that remember back in the older SnowRunner days on, I can't remember the map. I swear I did the Friends Loaf thing. I almost remember the name. Zimgorski? Can't remember. I think it's that. I drove around in 2 Loafs, and if you get them winched right next to each other, they were practically unstoppable, because every time the first one got stuck, the second one would push it, and then when the first one got out of trouble, it pulled the second one out of trouble. And yeah, I effectively invented this machine on SnowRunner about 4 or 5 years ago, so pretty good stuff. Yeah, I winched to a tree just to test that out. We ripped the tree out of the ground, so good news on that front as well. And at this point, I didn't even know where I was for like a minute. I was looking around thinking, where the hell am I? I drove past the garage and the port and all the rest of it. I'll admit, I did get a bit excessive on the horn action. I was getting a little bit excited about it. Wiggling the steering round. Yeah, I wasn't even going anywhere in particular. I just hit the accelerator and basically refused to let go of it. Got in the port. I'll admit, turning circle's not the best. I had to see, like, what happens if I reverse that off? It started to want to go, but then we floored it, and he clawed his way back up there. These rails, I've noticed it with vehicles as well, they are a little bit on the, not glitchy side to be fair, but they do kind of dig in quite a lot. So I decided to come and ram the Land Rover, and yeah, does it with ease, even when it gets wedged on this crane, bumps it up. Probably would have just shoved it out of the way, but it ended up falling back into my way, so in that case I'll carry on pushing it. Be rude not to. Give an interior view. See one of them AI vehicles driving around in the background. Squidge the Land Rover into the wall. And yeah, I had to start like editing quite a lot of stuff. Probably a surprise to no one. I ended up flying around all over the place in the Loaf. Kept saying to myself as well, right, I'll have a quick go. Again, I was running a little bit late, so yeah. It's like, just have a quick go, rammed another tree down, didn't even need to use that one for camouflage. And yeah, I kept kind of having a quick go, parking the Loaf up, kind of angling the camera to like, right, I'll save the footage, and we'll get to some editing. And then I don't know what happened, I just started squeezing the throttle again, and go somewhere else. But again, I think you'll agree, pretty damn enjoyable. And he is strong. I'm glad. I appreciate Focus, whoever makes this game, for adding goddamn train horse. Yeah, they've added the goddamn professional. I mean, part of the thing when I was driving around, I thought, right, how good is it at ramming things, ramming speed? Yeah, knocked that dump truck over ridiculously easily. I wish that I might have to look if there's like a different option for winches. It's a bit annoying having to go in that menu. Also, I had what I assume is a bit of a glitch, because I started pulling the winch there, and when I went out the menu, the dump truck started tipping towards me. I was like, what? And when I opened the menu, you can see it's the winch button is like stuck on. So I even tested it out quickly to see if like if I hold the winch down and go out the menu, does it like auto hold it on? But it didn't seem to. So yeah, most likely a glitch. But again, possibly there could be a way where you can like keep it on. I don't really know if they would. So probably more than likely a glitch. As well, when I was driving along, make sure you got it out of low range, because I was going pretty slow then, thinking, what the hell? It's because I keep mashing buttons, because all the buttons are different on here. Ram this tree, like you will submit tree. And it did. I was clearing some space for a potential thumbnail. And then, yeah, as you can see. Well, there was a bush in the way. It didn't make the thumbnail very good, so then I reversed. I blocked that vehicle just to see. I was more curious if that vehicle rams me, what happens. And what happens is it tapped out immediately and said route failed. And then I started ramming that K700 thing, started pushing that and the dump truck out of the way. Again, see, drove here like, right, cool. We have low footage, and I'm pretty happy. Let's save the footage. Nope. Drop the hammer again. Oh yeah, I left this a little bit, and look how quickly it gets dark. I'm sure it's here. I was going to demonstrate the recovery thing that this comes with. That's why I had to carry on driving. Yeah, look, it's like the sun went behind a cloud, but it went from sunny as fuck to like it's damn near night time in about 5 seconds. So when you open the menu, it's all broken up into like different categories, but I was scrolling through, found the Voron. Oh, it's a Voron, not a Taiga. Couldn't find the Taiga. It's in this section, which maybe it's because it's in a dump truck configuration, I'm not sure, but select the Taiga, and yeah, it says like 1 fuel cost to recall it. Hold X, looking around thinking, okay, what? Oh, there it is. So yeah, essentially wherever you are in the Loaf, you can recall vehicles and they'll appear next to you. I almost was going to ram it, and then decided to go for this one instead. I mean, it's all for science, of course. You can see it's absolute goddamn horse of a vehicle. Running over that. Parked on some pipes. I was already sold by this point anyway, but yeah. It just kept getting better and better. Like, I'm going to have a good time with this. The game, for me personally, I actually, to be fair, I was enjoying the game anyway, but yeah, now I've found this and I've got a goddamn horse that has tank tracks and is nigh on unstoppable. Yeah, definitely worth the money. Again, just thinking, right. By the way, the reason I do the horn is normally it tells me when I'm ending the video, so when I'm editing I can kind of, I do it a lot in SnowRunner, but it usually gets edited out, and then yeah. Found this tree, like, aha. I did want to test this though, because there is a few of these trees that are kind of tipped over and broken. Attached a winch to it in reversed, and I'm moving like the broken part of the tree, which is cool, because in various cases they're blocking the road, so you could actually move them out of the way. There's possibly in the future there might be like AI AI vehicles that are getting blocked by it. Also tried to ram the tree, and that was going pretty good. Loaf's moving it out of the way. Seemed like it got snagged on his roof rack at first, but bumped that out of the way. And then, yeah, it was pulling pretty good, made me do a bit of a wheelie. I was trying to see if I could rip the tree either off, like, where it's broken, or out the ground. It was fighting back, but to be fair, the Loaf's putting in some good pulling effort. And then I left that in, because, yeah, I've got the tree glitched there, but then it kind of aborted mission and pulled me back towards it. So there may be a possibility of making them freak out. Then I ran over a toilet. To be honest, it started escalating at this point. I think I was originally heading to the bridge for another thumbnail, and then I saw that sign say stop. I was like, what? You do not tell Thomas the Tank Loaf to stop. Did Kelly not hear what I said about not wanting to be hassled by the man? So we reversed over that sign. Did some more horn action. And then, yeah, like, for science, started ramming the dump truck. It was its own fault for parking there. Tipping it over, and then, like, is it possible? And you see, like, the Loaf's lifting up, but because you've got that extra thing on the back, that's still got full grip and pushing. Tipped over a dump truck and climbed up on top of it. Nice and neat, park her up. Handbrake, more celebratory horns. For about the 8th time was, like, right, thumbnail. The reason I switched this vehicle, it came up saying route failed. The reason why was that truck rolled forward. The amount of times this game puts the handbrake on when you don't even need it to. And the one time I needed it to put the handbrake on, it didn't, and the vehicle just rolled. But the other thing I was testing, I switched to a vehicle and back to this, because I just wanted to make sure it doesn't glitch or freak out when I switch vehicles when I'm currently parked on top of a dump truck. And it was fine. So the next thing I did was quit back to the main menu and load it back up to see if when it loads, is it like phased into the dump truck or whatever. Seems completely fine. Start the engine up, fire the horn. Again, I wish the horn had worked without having to fire the engine up. It'd also be nice if there was an option to turn the engine off, even though fuel isn't strictly an issue. Yeah, for what, 9th, 10th time, like, right, thumbnail. Then I started driving forward, because, you know, for science, thought, we need to know. Can we climb over it? Start wiggling around, get the front of the Loaf down. It's getting stuck a bit, but Loaf knows. Work the ribs. Jiggling and wiggling. And yeah, you made it over. So you can officially drive over dump trucks after you roll them over. Killed another tree. Trying to stop my Loaf in good time. Yeah, ridiculously easily. Reverse and shove that back over to its wheels. What's this, 11th time now I was supposed to stop. I mean, again, turn in circle. What I do like though, if you see there, the back kind of, because it's like hydraulics between them, it does actually force the back to steer, so yeah, that's nice. Reverse through someone's barbecue. Attempt 12 or so to get a thumbnail. Oh yeah, it was important reasons. I went into the menu for the third-person camera field of view. It was set on 59, I assume that's what it starts at as default. I set it up to 70, so the camera's like a bit wider since this vehicle is a little bit longer. I also recovered it. It says not for sale. I'm not surprised. You can't put a price on the goddamn horse. He's not even in the shop. Can't buy him. And then, yeah, I saw this the other day and I was tempted to do it, but I didn't. And then now I was like, I'm doing it. Jumping off here. I figured, like, you can just see there's obviously a little bit of sand, and I thought, I wonder if you can jump off there and use that as a shortcut to get out of the garage. Didn't go too well. Insert Titanic music here. I probably won't, because they'll try and copyright strike me or something. Yeah, Loaf sank. The engine flooded. So, hit recovery. Thankfully, it's all pretty simple. Appear back here, fire up, went for attempt number 2. I've got to know these things. This one even worse. And then landed, started slipping to the side. Bam, he's gone. Engine stalled, flooded, same difference. Recovered. Third time lucky. I tried to ram those big wheels out the way, but they don't move, those particular ones. And then, you know how, like, I went to check the winch, but if it kind of automatically attaches it if there's something available. But it ended up working out. Somehow, I also managed to switch the winch from the tractor to the forklift. At this point, I thought he was climbing the walls. I was like, God damn, he's got some grip. And then, like, oh yeah, shit, I'll Still got a winch attached to something. But the important news is we made it. Shortcut unlocked. It'll skid into the water, make it think I was about to slip in there. Not today. Kill another tree for a little bit more off-road action. And then you see that sand quarry machine thing in the background. It's configured as like a trailer, but this scenery is also kind of like clearly a sand quarry. So I don't know, but in theory, in the future, they could make it where you could tow that trailer and then deploy it wherever you want, and then obviously the radius of that like allows you to load sand into your dump truck. So that would be cool if they end up doing that. Yeah, climb these mountains though, and again, the goddamn horse of a vehicle. He's back. Yeah, good stuff. I'll be doing plenty more in the Loaf. I'll just abandon the whole concept of the game and carry on with that. And yeah, that's about it for today. I'll leave you some little snapshots. 9 more of these and we've got a 2025 Loaf calendar. But yeah, that's about it for today. Thanks for watching. Get yourself a Loaf because he's a goddamn professional. And I'll be back soon.